So to start this piece off, we're going to grab our category 4 yarn, make a slip knot, grab our 5mm hook, and make a chain that comes out to 2 inches. Once we have our chain, we're going to block off that last chain, chain up 3. This counts as a double crochet. Prepare for a double crochet, and double crochet once into that loop that we blocked off, or the 4th loop from the hook. And we're going to go down our chain with 1 double crochet in each loop. Once we've double crocheted down our chain, we're going to chain up 3, flip our work, and then prepare for another double crochet, and double crochet once into every loop that we have. Once we reach the end, chain up 3, flip our work, and then we're going to keep doing this until we have a height of 2.5 inches. Once we have our 2.5 inches, now we're going to start curving the cup. So we're going to chain up 3, flip our work, prepare for a double crochet, and we're going to put 1 double crochet into every loop that we have. And then once we get to this corner, we're going to do an increase of 5. So we have 1 loop left, and it is this corner. Like I said, we're going to be doing an increase of 5. So we're going to prepare for a double crochet, insert our hook into that corner loop, and put 5 double crochet into that 1 loop. And once we have our increase of 5, now we're going to be working down this side of our rectangle that we have. So we're just going to be putting 2 double crochet into each of these side double crochet. Once we get to the end, we're going to chain up 3, flip our work, and then work our way back, and then we're going to do another increase of 3 into the middle of the increase of 5 that we just did in this row. So we're right at the 3rd loop into the increase of 5 that we did in the last row. As you can see, I put 1 double crochet into the first 2, and the next available loop that we have is the middle, and we're going to be doing an increase of 3. So go ahead and put 3 double crochet into that loop. And then once we have that increase of 3, we're going to be putting 1 double crochet into every loop, going all the way back down. And once we reach back down this way, we're going to chain up 3, work our way back. And then once we reach this increase of 3 that we just did, we're going to do another increase of 3 into the middle loop. And then we're going to keep going on like that until you get the cup size that you need. Once you have one, go ahead and make another. So I have my 2 cups made, and just as a reference, the base of my cup is 5 inches. And then once we have the second cup almost done, the only thing that we need to do is connect it to the first one. But once we're here, we're just going to insert our hook into this bottom corner from the other cup. And we're just going to yarn over, pull through, and then chain up 1 to secure. And mine is already cut, but go ahead and cut yours. So this is what we have after we've connected the cups. This portion is going to be exactly like the Festival Fringe crop top that's on the channel, and I'll have that linked for you guys. But from here, we're going to start working on the top detail. So we're going to insert our hook into this top corner, insert our yarn, and we're going to chain up 4. The first 3 count as a double crochet. Once we have our chain up of 4, we're going to prepare for a double crochet. We're going to skip the next loop, go into the next loop with a double crochet. And this is going to be our start of our first row of net. So we're going to chain up 1, prepare for a double crochet, skip 1 loop, and go into the next loop. And then we're going to keep doing net just like this until we reach our increase of 3 that we have in this cup. So we've done our first row of net until we got to the middle of this increase of 3 that we did. And if it doesn't reach the middle exactly, it's fine. Just as long as it meets somewhere within this corner, we are good to go. But from here, we're going to chain up 1, and then we're going to do what I like to call an octa crochet. I don't really know if that's a thing or not, but since we did our chain 1, we're going to do 1 long strip that meets down here. So all I'm going to do is yarn over 8 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then keep in mind that if you made cups a different size, you're probably going to yarn over more. But since we have that information, we can go ahead and connect it in between the 2 cups. And there's not going to be a real loop for us to go into, so we're just going to have to find one. And then from here, we're going to yarn over, pull through, and we're going to pull through just like how we do double crochets and treble crochets. So we're going to yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2, and then the last 2. So there is 1, and then from here we're going to chain up 1, And then we're going to take a look at where our double crochet landed into this first cup, because we want it to be into the same loop into the next cup, just so that they are the same. So we're going to prepare for a double crochet, and then mine landed right in the middle of our increase of 3. So I'm going to insert my double crochet right into there, and then continue on with this pattern of net that we have. Once we have our first row of net done, now we're going to do a row of solid double crochet on top. So we're going to chain up 3, oh dear, flip our work. We're going to put 1 double crochet into every loop that we have, and we're going to stop right at the last double crochet. So once we made it to the last double crochet in this loop, we are going to skip this entire middle section, prepare for a double crochet, and then we're going to go into the next double crochet that we have into the other loop. So we will end up having this little gap right here. But from here, go ahead and put 1 double crochet into every loop that we have, going back down the rest of this row. So once we're here, the next row that we're going to do is going to be another row of net, just like this one. Chain up 4. The first 3 count as a double crochet. Flip your work, prepare for a double crochet, skip 1 loop, go into the next loop with a double crochet. And then we're going to do this row of net until we meet the second to last double crochet in the last row. So we're going to stop right here. So once we made it to our second to last double crochet, we are going to make another gap. So we're going to prepare for a double crochet. We're going to skip this double crochet into where this other cup is and go into the double crochet right after. And then from here, continue on with net. So chain up 1, prepare for a double crochet, skip 1 loop, and double crochet into the next one. And for this next row, we're going to be doing another row of solid double crochet with no gap. So we're going to chain up 3, flip our work, and put 1 double crochet into every loop going all the way down. So we just finished up our row of solid double crochet, and for the next 2 rows we're going to do a row of net but with no gap in the middle. So just like before, we're going to chain up 4. The first 3 count as a double crochet. Prepare for a double crochet, skip 1 loop, and go into the next with a double crochet. And we're going to be doing this for the next 2 rows. Once we're done with our 2 rows of net, the last thing that we have to do for this upper neck chest detail is just a row of single crochet going all the way across. So we're going to chain up 1, flip our work, and put 1 single crochet into every loop that we have. Once we get to the end, go ahead and cut and tie. Once we have this entire top portion done and we cut and tied, now we're going to start working on the bottom. So I'm just going to flip mine upside down. I'm going to insert my hook into one corner, grab my yarn, and then all we're going to do is put 1 single crochet into every loop that we have. Once we get to these side double crochets, we're just going to be putting 2 single crochets into there, but we're just going to do that all the way down. So once we've done our single crochet all the way down, we went ahead and cut and tied, and now comes the fun part. We're going to do a little half circle, mandala if you wish, in the middle. So we're going to figure out where our middle loop is, and this one is mine, and we're going to count out 2 loops, insert our hook into that loop, insert our yarn, and then this part is completely customizable. Y'all can do whatever y'all want. Y'all can follow me or have at it yourselves. But from here, we're going to prepare for a double crochet. We're going to double crochet into that middle loop that we just saw, and I am going to be putting 2 double crochet, chain 2, prepare for a double crochet, and put 2 more double crochet into that same loop. And then we're going to count out 2 loops on the other side, slip stitch into that second loop. And then from here, we're going to be slip stitching into the next 2 loops, flipping our work. And then we're going to be putting a row of net around this half circle, whatever this is. So we're going to prepare for a double crochet, insert our hook into the first loop with a double crochet, chain 1, prepare for a double crochet, and go into the next loop that we have. We're not going to be skipping anything because there's not a lot to skip here. Chain 1, we're going to go into that middle gap that we have, and then we're going to chain 2, turn our work just a smidge, prepare for a double crochet, go into the same gap because we want to keep this point that we have, and then, oh, that's not the pattern. Chain 1, prepare for a double crochet into the next loop, chain 1, and into the next. Once we get here, chain up 2, prepare for a slip stitch. Once we get here, we're going to slip stitch into the next 2 loops, flip our work, and then this is just going to be a solid row of double crochet, but we're going to do increases into these 2 gaps that we have. So we're going to prepare for a double crochet, insert our hook, not insert our hook, we're going to double crochet into the first loop, and as you can see we have these 2 gaps right before we get to the middle, and all we're going to do is put 2 double crochet into into that gap, prepare for a double crochet, put 1 into the next loop, and then into this next gap do an increase, so 2 double crochet. From here, 1 double crochet into the next loop, and then we're going to put 1 double crochet into this middle gap that we have, chain 2, and we're going to do the same thing but in reverse. Once we get to the other side, count up 2 loops and connect with a slip stitch. So this next loop that we're doing, we're going to just chain up. We're just going to be doing 1 slip stitch into the next loop, flip our work, we're going to chain 2, we're going to take a look at our first loop, not go into the first loop but go into the second loop with a single crochet. From here we're going to chain 2, skip 1 loop, single crochet into the next, and we're going to keep doing this all the way around. And once when we get to the gap, if yours ends like mine, we're going to chain 2, put 1 single crochet into the middle, chain 2, and then once into the next loop, and then go ahead and continue all the way down. Once when we get to the end, connect with a slip stitch. Once we've connected, we're actually going to do 1 more row of these little loopies. So into the next one, slip stitch, flip our work, chain 2, single crochet into this first gap that we have, and I'm sure you guys guessed it, chain 2, and put 1 single crochet into each of these gaps. So right before we get started with our next row, I just want to let you guys know that I'm currently very much in love with this yarn. This is really, really cute. But anyways, we're going to move on. We're going to actually slip stitch into the next 3 loops. 3, and then from here, this is going to be a little funky. Not funky, but we're basically just going to be putting 1 stitch into every single loop that we have. But for the stitches, I'm going to do 4 treble crochet, 4 double, 4 half double, and then once we get to the middle, we're just going to do single. I don't know how many that's going to be, but we're just going to do single until we get to this middle loop, and then we're going to do an increase. So from here, prepare for a treble, that is yarn over twice, insert our hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2, and then we're going to keep doing this until we have 4 treble, like I said, 4 of every stitch, and then single crochets are going to be, you know, whatever number that is. I'll meet you back once we get to the middle so that we can increase together. Okay, so we did the pattern all the way until we got to the middle, and I ended up just having 1 single crochet in the middle, but that is more than fine. From here, we're going to chain 2. This counts as our increase, like I said. And from here, put 1 single crochet into that middle loop, and then continue on with the same pattern that we just did here, but in reverse. So this next row is going to be exactly like the last one, but we're going to be increasing. So we're going to slip stitch into the next 3 loops, flip our work, and then we're going to be doing 4 treble crochet, 4 double, 4 half double, doing that whole sequence again. But into that last whatever stitch that is, we're going to be doing an increase. So for example, we're going to be putting 1 treble crochet into the first 3 loops, and then into this last one, this is our last treble crochet, we're going to be doing an increase. So go ahead and put 2 treble crochets into that loop, and then we're going to do the same thing all the way around. For my next row, I'm going to be doing a row of net. So we're going to chain up 2. So we're going to slip stitch into the next 2 loops, flip our work, chain 1, prepare for a double crochet, and we're going to be going into the first loop that we have with a double crochet. And from here, chain 1, prepare for a double crochet, skip the next loop, go into the third, and then keep going like that all the way around. So we're doing our row of net, and we've reached the middle gap, and my double crochet is into the gap that's right before it. So from here, we're just going to prepare for a double crochet, no chain in between, go once into that gap, chain 2, prepare for a double crochet, go into the same gap. And from here we're going to continue on doing the same thing but mirrored on the other side. So since there's no chain or loop in between this one and the next one, we're going to do the same thing right next to this. And then from here we're going to chain 1, prepare for a double crochet, skip a loop, and double crochet, and continue doing that all the way down. And as you guys can see, for mine I have 1 loop left, so I'm going to do just a row of single crochet around this entire part. Once we get to the middle, you guys know, do an increase, so 3 single crochet in the middle. So we've made it to the very last loop that we have, and I'm going to do another row of net really quick. So I'm actually going to chain up 3, flip our work, prepare for a double crochet. We're going to count out 3 loops, 1, 2, 3, insert our hook into that 3rd loop with a double crochet. And that's how we're going to start this row off. From here we're going to chain 1, prepare for a double crochet, skip 1 loop, go into the next loop. And we've made it to the middle with our row of net, and we're going to do another increase. So how that works is that this is our middle loop. So we're going to put 1 double crochet in there, chain 2, prepare for a double crochet, put another double crochet into that same loop. And then just like this row before, we're going to do the same thing that we did here, but in reverse. So we're nearly at the end of this row of net, and we left 3 loops, just like how we skipped 3 loops on this side. So all we're going to do is prepare for a double crochet, insert our hook into that middle loop into the base, and then double crochet. The next row that we're going to do is going to be a row of half double crochets, and then from here we're actually going to continue on this pattern with it just going straight down on the sides. We're not going to try to, do some stuff on the side over here anymore. So from here we're just going to chain up 2, flip our work, and then into the first bit we're going to decrease because we want this to be blunt. So we're going to prepare for a half double crochet, insert our hook into the first loop, yarn over, pull through, into the second loop, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through all 4 on the hook. And from here we can start doing half double crochets once into every loop that we have, going all the way around while remembering to increase in the middle. Once we make it to the end of our row of half double crochet, I'm just going to show you guys how to end it, because remember how we decreased right here? We're going to do the same thing over here. So we left 2 loops. Remember, we're not working into this first chain 3 that we did. We're going to prepare for a half double crochet, insert our hook into the next loop, yarn over, pull through, into the next loop or the last double crochet that we have in the previous row, yarn over, pull through everything. So from here on out until we get to the bottoms, we're actually going to be decreasing on both ends just to make sure that it doesn't expand too much. But from here we're actually going to be chaining up 3. This counts as a double crochet, flip our work, prepare for a double crochet. Into the first bit we're going to be doing a decrease, and the decrease counts as 1. So into the next loop we're going to be putting 1 double crochet, and from here we're going to chain 2, prepare for a double crochet, skip these 2 loops, go into the third with a double crochet, and we're going to put 1 more double crochet right next to it. And we're going to continue this pattern all the way down, remembering to increase in the middle and then decrease on the side. So for our next row, we're going to be doing a row of just regular net, but we're going to be doing something a little bit different in the middle. So go ahead and chain up 4. First 3 count as a double crochet, prepare for a double crochet, skip 1 loop, double crochet into the loop after, and then we're going to keep going until we reach this set of 2 double crochet. So we reached our set of 2 double crochet right before we got to the middle, and then what we're going to do from here is chain 2, and we're going to slip stitch into this loop that's right in front of our increase. And then from here we're going to prepare for a double crochet and then double crochet into this increase gap that we have. We're going to put 3 double crochet, and from here we're going to chain 2, put 3 more double crochet into that middle gap. From here we're going to insert our hook into the same loop that we went into on this side, so the loop that's right before this set of double crochet, with a slip stitch, chain 2. I'm going to take a look at this side, see where our last net was. So into this loop right here, prepare for a double crochet and go into that loop. And from here, chain 1, prepare for a double crochet, and then continue on with our row of net all the way down. From here, I don't know what row this is, but we're going to chain up 2, flip our work. The 2 counts as a half double crochet. And then from here, if you are blessed with hips, go ahead and don't decrease on the ends. If you don't decrease, then it'll expand and it'll, help you out. Or if you want that style, go for it. But I currently do not need that. So I'm going to prepare for a double crochet. I'm going to increase into the first 2 loops. Not everyone will have to. Did I say increase? I'm going to decrease in the first 2 loops. I'm a mess. And then from here, I'm going to put 1 half double crochet into every loop that we have, but we're going to stop right about here. So our last double crochet right before we meet this little guy, I don't know what to call him, pendant, shell. And then I'll show you guys what to do from there. Once we reach this double crochet, this double crochet in the previous row, we're going to prepare for a half double crochet, and then into this pendant shell jacuzzi that we have, we're going to do a half double crochet into the first loop that we have, chain 1, prepare for another half double crochet, skip a loop, half double crochet into the next one, and then from here we should be right next to the big gap, if y'all can see it. And from here we're going to chain 2, prepare for a double crochet, put 1 double crochet right in the middle, chain 2, and do the same thing that we did on this side but mirroring. So what the hell did we do? 1 half double crochet into the next loop, chain 1, prepare for a half double crochet, 1 into the loop after, prepare for a half double crochet, and then we're going to half double crochet once into every loop again, just like how we did on this side. Once we get here, we're just going to be doing a solid row of double crochet until we get to this last half double crochet in the previous row, and then I'll show you guys how to connect it to this middle part. So chain up 3 into this one. I won't be doing a decrease because I want this to expand just a little bit for me. So put 1 double crochet into every loop that we have until we get down to this last half double crochet. Once we get here, this next part is super duper easy peasy. So we're just going to chain up 4, and then where we did the double crochet right in the middle in the last row, we're just going to put a slip stitch into there. And then from here, we're going to chain out another 4. Then we're going to prepare for a double crochet, and then go ahead and skip all of these loops right here, and then double crochet into the loop right above the last half double crochet in the last row. And then put 1 double crochet into every loop going all the way down. So once we get here, we have about a total of 4.5 inches, and we're going to start prepping for the bottoms. So in order to do that, we're going to do a chain of 4, flip our work, prepare for a double crochet, skip 1 loop, do a double crochet into the loop after that. Then we're going to do 1 row of net while increasing in the middle, and then we're going to do 1 more on top of that. So once we have our 2 rows of net, now we're going to start working on the solid portion of the bottoms. And this is going to be super duper simple. So we're just going to chain up 3. That counts as a double crochet, flip our work. And we're going to be putting 1 double crochet into every loop that we have while doing an increase of 3 in the middle. And I'm going to keep doing that until I have a total of roughly 4 inches. Now this is my bottoms. Once when I'm done, I have 7 rows of just solid double crochet. And then since we're here, since I absolutely hate cutting and tying, we're just going to work on the side loops for the side ties. So since we're here, all we're going to do is chain up 1, and we're going to be putting 2 single crochet into each of these side double crochet that we have. And we're going to stop right where the last row of this solid double crochet row stops. And once we get here, we're going to start our row of net. So we're going to chain up 5. The first 3 count as a double crochet. We're going to flip our work. Prepare for a double crochet. We're going to skip 2 loops and insert our hook into the 3rd loop with a double crochet. And this is our first loop. We're going to chain 2, prepare for a double crochet, skip 2 loops and double crochet into the 3rd, and keep doing this all the way down. Once we have our row of net, we're going to chain 1, flip our work, and then just put 1 single crochet into every loop that we have here. just to make this more sturdy. And then once we reach the end, go ahead and cut and tie and do the same thing on the other side. So now that we're done doing the side ties, now we're going to start working on the middle connecting portion. And I already have the back of mine done, and this is what it's going to look like. So we're going to start out from the middle. We're going to measure 2.5 inches, and this is for the front. If you want the back to cover a little bit more, I'll show you guys how to do that in a little bit. But since we're working on the front, I went ahead and measured mine out. I'm going to insert my hook in through one of the loops. And then from here, we're going to need to start off with double crochet and then work our way down to try and even this out. And we did this for 2 rows, as you guys can see here. So this may be different for everyone, but I'm just going to show you guys how I did it. I started off with 3, and we're going to be working into the back loops only, just to differentiate this from the connector. So we're going to do 4 double crochet in the back loops only. We're going to do 3 half double. And then once we get here, we're going to do single crochet in the back loops until we meet this middle point. And then once we're at this middle point, whatever you guys did on this side, we're going to do the same thing down the other way, but in reverse. And this is what we should have once we have our first row. We're going to do 1 more row of evening out, and we're going to start doing decreases as well. So we're going to chain up 3. This counts as a double crochet, flip our work, and I am going to be doing 1 decrease into this side. So we're not working in the back loops anymore. We're just going to insert our hook into the first loop, yarn over, pull through, insert our hook into the next loop, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 3, yarn over, pull through 2. And this is going to count as 1 double crochet. So we have 1 double crochet here. I'm going to do another double crochet, and then I'm going to do 4 half double, and then single until I get to the middle, and then same thing that we did on this side, but in the reverse when we get down here. And once we have this, we're going to do rows of single crochet and decreasing on the ends so it can taper in. And for me, I'm going to be doing it for 4 rows or for 1 inch. So chain up 1, flip your work, and a decrease at the end is insert our hook, yarn over, pull through, insert our hook into the second loop, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through all 3, and then single crochet into every loop, leaving the last 2, and then decrease at the end, and keep doing that until you get to whatever desired length that you need. Once we've tapered in as much as we need, now we're just going to work on the middle connecting portion, and these are just going to be rows of regular single crochet, and I did it until I had roughly 3 inches. So we're going to chain up 1, flip our work, and then put 1 single crochet into every loop. And once we get the length that you need, go ahead and cut and tie so we can work on the back. So now that we're all finished with the front, we're actually going to do the same thing that we did here. So this entire, I guess, chevron-ish portion and the connector all again. And that's going to be the back. I already have mine done, but like I said, if you guys want the back to be less cheeky, then you're just going to start off your first row of evening out a little bit further out towards the straps right here. But once you have that done, we're just going to connect them. So now we're going to connect the bottoms, and we're going to make sure that the pretty sides are facing outwards, and the pretty sides is where we have the ridging where we did the back loops. And from here we're going to connect these 2 middle parts. We're going to insert our hook into one of these corners and make sure that we pull through both sides, the front and the back. And from here, chain up 1 to secure. And then we're just going to be doing a row of single crochets, making sure that our hook goes in through both loops. So insert your hook into the first loop on the back side and in through the second loop on the front side, and then single crochet. And single crochet like that all the way down. Once we get down here, go ahead and cut and tie. And now that we've connected the front and the back, we are almost done. We're going to need to do a row of single crochet along the sides just to clean this up and also make the neck strap. So I'm going to insert my hook right where this corner is, right where the side loops meet the body portion. I'm going to grab my yarn, insert that onto my hook, and then put single crochets into these loops going all the way up. And if there's side double crochets, go ahead and put 2 single crochets until we get up here, and then we're going to make a really long chain for the back strap. Now once we made it all the way up here, we're just going to make a really long back strap because we're going to be making more loops on the side so that it can weave in. and I'm just going to make a chain of 75 inches. Once we have that, I'm going to cut and tie and then do the same thing on the other side. So now that we're done with the neck straps, we are almost done with this piece. We're just going to be putting in some side loops so that we can use our neck straps to weave them in. And so we're just going to take a look at the cup that we originally did, and then you see this row where we started to curve. We're going to insert our hook into the loop that's right next to that. We're going to grab our yarn, make a slip knot, insert that onto our hook, and then I'm going to be doing some regular net just like how we did on the side. So chain up 5, prepare for a double crochet, skip 2 loops, insert into the third, and I'm just going to go until I get a little bit past the cup by maybe 2 loops, and then I'm going to do a row of single crochet after that. So I lied, I only went 1 loop past, but once we get here, we're going to chain up 1, flip our work, and then do a row of single crochet along the top, 1 single crochet into every loop. And once we have that, cut and tie, flip our work, and do it again on the other side. So once we have this done, we do need to make the straps for the bottoms, and I just made a regular chain of 50 inches, and I made 2 of those. And then one of the last things that we have to do is just insert our fringe. So I went ahead and already cut a decent amount of fringe, and I want my fringe to be a little bit longer, so I cut 21 inches in total, and I'm going to be working in bundles of 4. So in order to do the fringe, like I said, I'm working in bundles of 4. We're going to be working along this bottom line that we have. So I like to go from the bottom. I'm inserting my hook, or you can use your fingers, whatever y'all got. Inserting our yarn through, and then we're just going to pull that through this loop. And once when you pull it through, you're going to slide your fingers in between the loop and then pull the tail through. And that's how we do our fringe. And then we're going to do this all the way across, including going through these loops that we hear that's over the connecting portion. And then once we have that, we're going to flip it over, do the same thing to the other side. As y'all can see, I already have mine done, but I'll meet you back once we're done with that. And once when we're done adding all the fringe, go ahead and weave in all of our ends. And this is our Rainbow Festival Fringe Monokini, bodysuit, one piece, whatever y'all want to call it, it's done. But this piece pays homage to some of my favorite pieces that we've made on the channel, the Festival Fringe crop top and the Rainbow Bikini. Both of those links will be in the description. This was so much fun to wear and completely customizable from the middle body portion to where you put the fringe, but however y'all decide to do it, please tag me on Instagram because I love seeing your works of art. If you like this piece or any other piece on the channel, give it a thumbs up. It's right beneath the video. It lets YouTube and I know you're enjoying the videos, and it goes a long way to helping the channel grow so we can gain some traction. But if you didn't like it, go ahead and give it a thumbs down, but leave a comment letting me know why you didn't like it. Or if you have any questions, requests, or if you just want to say hi, leave a comment too. If you love it, do me a huge favor and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. It's right beneath the video as well. It'll let you know when there's a new video uploaded to the channel, get you a bit more priority for requests, and it goes a long way to helping the channel grow so I can keep making great videos for you guys. And if you're already subscribed, please hit that notification bell so that you know when there's a new upload to the channel. And don't forget to share with your crafty friends, every bit helps. Links to the yarn and the hooks will be in the description. If you guys buy something using those links, it also goes to helping out the channel. Lastly, Instagram, Twitter, and Pinterest links are down there too. And thanks so much for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next one.